Hutchins, a very rich salesperson who lived on the edge of Blackwater, he naturally ignored the farmer next door's warnings of the banquet hall where it was to be placed, and was happy to oblige. When he would wake up the next morning, he would never be the same intoxicated party animal ever again. At the banquet hall, Claude immediately noticed someone who looked, in fact, exactly like him. Daniel Caro, his name was, even said that they were cousins, and that he wasn't just a random person who that photobombed every family photo. And so the night went on, with slightly unexpected events. Claude had already had a full bottle of wine, so when he saw the flash of the cloak and the heavy footsteps coming from the back part of the banquet hall, he deemed it simply a coincidence. Lockdown. Daniel's cousin Gerald goes missing. The lockdown of the banquet hall follows a crash and a scream. A 5-second blackout follows. Most of the guests are now scared. However, Claude is intoxicated and isn't one of them. He thinks of how he could become a great friend of Gerald instead.
The soup. Our favorite party animal, Claude, didn't see any reason to panic. After all, this place was picked by Reynold, who has to be the most successful salesperson in town. So when Daniel Meggins called him over for a talk in the back, dark, concealed part of the banquet hall, he was in a great mood, as he had offered some soup to some worried party guests. "Hello, cousin, enjoying the banquet?" Daniel spoke. Now, any normal party guest would have noticed the overly happy, almost eerie tone of his voice, but not Claude. He was intoxicated by that bottle of wine and the chaotic atmosphere of the night. He himself, when he looked back on the night, didn't know what snapped him back to his senses, but deep into a conversation about guinea pigs, Daniel suddenly switched to asking a request to Claude to give everyone the soup and even have some himself later. He told him it was really good. This is when Claude started to get suspicious.
Oh yeah.
Narrow escape. Claude refused this ominous offer of soup. Wait, no, it couldn't be. No, that wasn't a knife in his pocket, wasn't it? No, he was simply hallucinating, Claude told himself. Fine then, catch you at Thanksgiving. And with that angry whisper, Daniel disappeared into the shadows in the back section of the banquet hall. Walking back to the tables, Claude could have sworn that was an evil chuckle. But coming from the walls, he was simply not at his full senses yet. Must be the wine. Better get home. Aftermath. He sprinted to his car and went 90 miles an hour on a local road. He was lucky to get a cop so close to the banquet hall. He told the cop everything, the cloaked figure, the replacing of the salt shakers, Gerald going missing, the offer from Daniel, etc., which was kind of hard for the cop to understand, as he was talking very rushed and was delirious from the night's events. A squad car speeded down to the hall, and 5 long, eternal minutes later, a policeman announced the horrible outcome. Everyone was dead from a poison in the chicken soup, and they were taking Daniel and some other shady characters into custody. He had narrowly escaped. The cops thanked him, but to this day, he remembers the fateful night and wallows in regret of not telling anyone sooner. They would never know the secret tunnel Daniel and his gang used to conduct these events. The end.
Or is it?